Giggles and Gays, the podcast where we talk about whatever we want to talk about. I'm Alan.
I'm Larry.
And I'm Jeff. And we're
gay.
Hey, that was awkward.
Yay. So, before we go any further, friends, Romans, countrymen, this episode of Giggles and Gays is brought to you by the word spoilers. Lots and lots and tons of spoilers.
And depression.
But mostly spoilers. So if you have not watched every single episode of Disney Plus Wandavision, do not listen to this episode.
Or do
turn it off.
Everything.
Oh no, that's terrible. Just turn it off. Don't listen to it. Listen to it after you've seen it. I don't understand why you haven't seen it yet, but that's neither here nor there.
Or
that's it.
Let it play, but put it on mute and then re-listen to it later.
So here at Giggles and Gays, it is a Monday. Monday on Giggles and Gays. We always have a Man Crush Monday, but not this week on Giggles and Gays. This week on Giggles and Gays, we have something super, super duper special. We're calling it our Multi-Crush Monday. And our Multi-Crush Monday goes to the topic of our show, the entire cast of WandaVision except for a few people. So I'm gonna name off our multi-crush Monday. So first is Wanda Maximoff slash the Scarlet Witch, also played by Elizabeth Olsen. And then we have Paul Beatty as Bettany. Oh gosh, I'm batting 1,000, y'all. As the Vision, and then we have not her, not him. We have Catherine Hahn as Agatha Harkness or Agnes. Then we have Monica Rambeau by her. Randall Park as Jimmy Woo, and of course the lovely and beautiful Kat Dennings as Darcy. So those are our current multi-crush.
Who played Monica?
Did you want me to take a crack at it? It's Teyana Paris.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, you couldn't say the name. That's
I just said, I just skipped it.
You said her.
You're like,
I said her.
I got caught with the Vision. That's we're just gonna play it safe.
I'm just gonna continue to skip over names that I can't say. But yeah, so those are all of our multi-crush Monday, and I'm very excited because they were all wonderful in the show. Absolutely fantastic. Does everybody else agree?
I agree. Absolutely. I think everyone did such a great job, and I love getting to see Catherine Hahn as not only a comedic role, but more about that later.
I feel this was the perfect role for her.
Agreed.
Well, she's a perfect person, so.
I love her so much. You think you're powerful? What? So, like I already said, guys, we're gonna be talking about the lovely series of WandaVision, which I think I speak for all three of us. It was wonderful. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was like one of those kind of like Friday night tradition kind of things. Watch Drag Race. Watch WandaVision. I mean, I thought it was great. What about you, Jeff?
Yeah, I enjoyed it thoroughly. I always waited for the next episode.
You, babe?
I loved it. I thought it was wonderful. And for anyone complaining that, we have to wait a week for a 20-minute episode, that's fair.
Did you grow up in the 90s and watch sitcoms? I mean, come on.
I do think they should have been longer.
I would have loved to see more content.
I think more of a story they could have flushed out.
I think, especially for being their first one, though, I think they have so far that they could go now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think if they would have been longer episodes, it wouldn't have stuck with their sitcom theme. I just think it wouldn't have. It wouldn't have brought the point home as much as it did.
At the beginning, yeah, but then some. I mean, they still had the sitcom type themes overall for the episode, but when you got towards the end of the series, it definitely got more story driven.
Episode 7, 8, and 9, I'd say they could have been they could have each been an hour long.
Well, even the Halloween episode, I know we're skipping ahead for real fast, but even that one, episode 6, that probably could have been longer because it didn't only just focus on Wanda. She wasn't actually even that main of a star in that one.
Right. They just had killer costumes.
Yes, they did. Their original costumes.
So going ahead, and we can go ahead and start with this. Episode 1 was set in 1950. So like Dick Van Dyke era and that kind of
Filmed
thing.
before a live studio audience.
So that was episode 1. Altogether, episode 1, I felt like it started off the season really good. It was a little weird, just a little bit.
It was deliciously
with the whole
weird.
Vision. What was it? Vision save him or something?
Save him. Save him. And she's just sitting there like laughing, and it gave me that Twilight Zone vibe where it was like, something isn't right. Something's off here. And I loved it. I think it set the tone for the series well, because it's all at once lighthearted, like, oh, this is so much fun. Oh, look at this. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Everything's in grayscale. And then it was like, oh, wait. Oh.
And at that point, you don't know what's going on yet. You don't know what's happening, or you kind of have clues already to who the big bad is going to be. But you really.
You don't know their clues yet.
Yeah.
But I also what was I going to say? Because they drop little hints. Like the most like plot revealed thing at this point that we know is that something's not right, and that Wanda and Vision don't remember what happened to them, except that they're probably married.
Right. What about
like
you,
that
Jeff? What? Oh, I'm sorry, babe.
No. I was going to say like that Vision works at computational services.
Perfect job for him.
He's literally a computer.
Jeff, what did you think of the first episode? As far as like as a whole, how did the first episode like get you?
It's weird. Like, a lot of people don't like the first episode because it's weird. And out of context with all the other episodes, it doesn't make sense. Because, like, you have no idea what's going on. They don't know what's going on. It is the slow
burn.
It's a slow start. It's a slow episode. And you kind of just got to keep chugging along into episode 2. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, no. I was going to say it started off at a crawl so that you could enjoy the slice of life of Vision and Wanda. But that was the bulk of the episode.
No, exactly. And then moving on to episode 2, which was set in the 1960s.
Don't touch that dial.
I thought it was good too. I thought it was kind of cute. I kind of like that era anyway. I'm very much into like tie-dye and colorful things like that. So that kind of got me. And I agree with Jeff on the first episode. I actually thought the second episode was weirder than the first episode.
Well, that's because that's the talent show one, right?
Yes, that's the talent show.
And it's where we see color for the first time.
At the very end.
Yeah.
No?
And in the helicopter.
Yes, and when there's blood when she bleeds, it's red.
And then that's when the first time that someone mysteriously comes on the radio too.
Yes, and the beekeeper.
Yes, I'm sorry. As much as I like the twins, fast forward a little bit. As much as I like the twins, that whole pregnancy thing was just strange to me.
I think that was just.
It's important to Vision and Wanda's comic story.
Mm-hmm. I know that.
But it had nothing to do with WandaVision, honestly.
No, it was weird to see. Like, I'm okay per comic. That's fine. It was just weird to see altogether.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it has something to do with the rest of the series. So I shouldn't say it has nothing to do with WandaVision. But at that point, it was just like, all of a sudden, whoop, like it just popped up.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, that's true. And then of course, that episode ends with the whole beekeeper thing coming out of a beekeeper. He wasn't really a beekeeper, but coming out of the manhole, and Wanda was just like, she was so freaked out about it. And then of
she
course,
just reset.
She just reset the whole. Well, I mean, the whole thing got reset. I know. Fast forwarding, we three of us know what happened, but in the context of the episode, we don't.
Yeah. And I really like that.
Go ahead, babe.
No, I really like that.
Yeah, I like that. I didn't know anything yet.
Agreed. So I would say my favorite thing about this episode was honestly, it's what I really enjoyed about the first episode. While there was that little tinge of like weird, out of place, creepy, it was also that slice of life. Like, this is a little bit goofy. Like, the whole talent show is just ridiculous. And it was fun getting to see the, like, oh, he's all gummed up. Like, that was dumb and fun.
He did a really good job of acting that out. I thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah, especially seeing the Vision get to be a very silly character for a little bit. It was great.
Right. And then we move on to the 70s. We're going on to the 70s. And this is when she gets pregnant, right?
Well, she's already pregnant. This is where she has the kid.
She is 4 months pregnant.
Then she starts 6 months pregnant.
And then 6 months pregnant.
And then she pops out 2 kids by the end of the episode.
And this is the first time we meet Geraldine, also, who is actually, of course, Monica Rambeau. That we don't find out.
This is the second time.
Yeah, this is the second time. We meet her in the second episode.
She's sitting and she's like, honestly, I don't know what I'm doing here. And she's like,
that's when like Agnes is like, you don't know her. Right? Am I getting episodes mixed up?
She's the host of the talent show. Or something.
Yes.
Or she's behind the stage.
Yes, she does behind the scenes stuff for the talent show. And then in this one, she delivers them, but
and then gets yeeted right out of there.
She gets her butt kicked right, but she knows. And this is the first time we hear anything about like Ultron and all of that stuff too. And it's like, what the crap do you know? What is going on?
So,
bum, bum, bum.
I mentioned this with someone earlier today, but I think that's something that I really enjoy about watching the like MCU and stuff is we all know that all of these heroes exist in the same universe. Like we understand that heroes like Spider-Man and Doctor Strange literally are on screen at the same time sometimes. But when she said like Ultron killed your brother, didn't he? I was just like, oh, she said the Ultron word. She mentioned things.
I like when other characters mention other things.
Yeah.
From other like MCU parts. So
agreed.
And is it like as far as this episode goes, I'm not gonna say it was my favorite episode, but it was, to me, it was kind of like a in-between episode for me. Like, you know how, because Larry and I have been watching a lot of the My Hero Academia stuff. We're caught up to the end of season 4, Jeff, by the way.
Hey.
And there's these filler episodes. You know, there's a lot of filler episodes. I felt like this was a filler episode just to get to the 70s through the 70s.
You know, I would have to disagree.
Okay. So you telling me I'm wrong?
Babe, I understand where you're coming from, but you're wrong.
Here we go.
It was a tone shift. Because up until that point, you're like, oh gosh, are Vision and Wanda are they trapped in some kind of thing? Is Hydra behind this? Because you do see Hydra in the commercials. I thought it was Hydra for a bit. And then when Wanda freaks out and throws Geraldine out of the world, it was like, oh shit, it could be her. she could be the reason this is all happening.
It's also an important episode because Vision's starting to notice that something's wrong.
Yeah. So I think it was a filler, but it was like the last filler. It was like, all right, so you've been introduced to this world of WandaVision, and now you're getting to peek behind the TV set and see like the wider effect of what's going on here.
I would say it's, like you said, the shift in tone. It's a shift in tone from like it being a sitcom to actually it being like a
Marvel
thing.
Yeah.
Now, I do like so far on the episodes, I do really love the production value of all this. Like, it feels like you're just in a chopped up version of a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
At times.
Especially because whenever it's showing it from the TV point of view, the literal perception changes. When it was the first episode, it was in box square view. And then when it changes, the definition upgrades. And so does the resolution on the actual screen. Even in episodes where it goes between TV world and like real world, it changes your from widescreen to full screen to fuller screen to the boxes. And it's great.
You told me about that. You showed that to me when we were watching it.
Yeah. Because I saw it when I realized that it was happening, I was like, oh, this is brilliant.
I do hate to interrupt this program.
What?
You what?
I hate to interrupt the program, but that's the name of episode 4. We interrupt this program to go off of Alan saying he liked the Marvel production part of it. Episode 4 reintroduces the blip to everybody too, because it starts with the blip.
I actually hated they called it the blip. I hated it. Like,
it's a classic, like,
because those people blipped out.
I know they blipped out, but I just felt I didn't like the blip. I guess I just liked the snap. I thought that was nicer, or well, of course they didn't know what happened really.
But I thought the beginning of that episode was wild when they were just showing everybody like
coming back,
blipping back, snapping back, and just like
especially somewhere as chaotic as
a hospital.
Yeah. Yeah, where like it was just blip, 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 and you're just like following poor Monica as she's just trying to make sense of what happened, because like as they made you very aware of, she didn't realize she was gone. Like she just poop. All right. Oh man, I must have fallen asleep. Cool. Why is everyone freaking out?
And that she can't find her mom, who we later find out her mom is Captain Marvel's best friend, and she's the little girl from the Captain Marvel movie.
Yup. I love that.
I was like, WTF. So that was a long time ago. I liked, if we're going to talk about a filler episode, I liked this filler episode much more than I liked the previous filler episode. As filler episodes go.
And it's hilarious because like compared to the rest of the series, like this was hey, this is plot. Everything you're seeing is plot. But compared to the rest of it, it was like, no, this isn't the in-between. This isn't WandaVision. This is the in-between.
This is also when we see the director of Sword, which Jeff does not like. I also don't like him. I think he's a dick, and I'm really glad of what happened to him. But we get introduced to a lot of real-world people, not superheroes.
Yeah.
Like Darcy from Thor, Jimmy Woo from Ant-Man.
I love him. He's hilarious.
He's so funny.
Especially because all of his lines are so deadpan, cheesy. Like all of his vocabulary feels like it was pulled straight out of like a 60s Marvel comic.
Yeah, no, I agree. And this is also where we find out Jimmy is the one whose voice Wanda heard on the radio.
Uh-huh.
Which I was like, what? But yeah, no, on it, like if we're gonna continue moving on, we get to, I think, one of my favorite, besides the 60s, it's this era. Which is episode 5. It's in the 1980s, early 90s, and it's on a very special episode. And this is when the boys change multiple ages, right?
Yeah, where they go from babies to 5 to 10.
Yeah, and they get a dog, and then the dog runs. I killed Sparky.
Whoa, spoiler alert.
Oh, so, I mean, we did say it, but no,
We did warn them.
I really liked it. I guess I need to go ahead and reread some of the Wanda and Vision stuff and the twins and stuff. I need to reread because people are all about the twins. Like whenever they become superheroes, like people are all about them. Like I know a little about them. I'm not as up as everybody else is, but I need to read some stuff on them.
Yeah,
Jeff,
for sure.
Who do they
Everyone's
become? I know Wiccan
and some speedster. I forget his name.
Yeah,
Wiccan and Fast Man number 3.
Yeah, I forget.
And I think Wiccan becomes like Supreme Sorcerer or something eventually. Like,
I don't read X-Men.
I don't.
So.
Is Wiccan an X-Men?
Well,
I mean, technically, Wanda and Quicksilver are X-Men.
Wanda's
I
X-Men.
mean, technically,
but they come out. Their stories are in the X-Men comics normally.
And then, I mean, technically, a lot of the X-Men have been Avengers also.
No, I know that, but
Yeah.
But the way the comics go, like their stories would be more of Avenger written ones or X-Men written ones, and I don't read those ones. That's why I don't know much about it.
I just want to learn more about them in general. But yeah, so I know we're kind of blowing through this. We're on episode 5. I mean, they all want to kill Wanda, and Wanda's like, "Bitch, you best back up, bro." That's what I got.
Yeah, it really did seem. Yeah, it also you said we moved past 5 to 6, right?
No, we're still in episode 5 because
Phew.
Because at the end of episode 5,
yeah, and she's like,
brother shows up.
That part
shows up.
Do what?
Man.
I said Evan Peters shows up.
Evan Peters shows up. Probably
Wait, is this
favorite
American Horror Story?
Darcy notes that Pietro has been recast. That's what Wikipedia says. She recast her brother.
Whoa.
What?
And that was, they did so good with that choice.
That was super misdirection, though.
Yeah. Oh,
it was so perfect.
It was 100% a misdirection.
Because he was the Quicksilver of the X-Men universe.
Right. And everyone thought it was supposed to be something more than it was.
Yep.
Like it was a huge crossover. That's what we thought.
That's what everybody thought.
Yeah. We were all wrong.
Yes, we were.
Maybe. Who knows? They might pull it out their ass and come up with it.
No, he's Ralph Boner.
They still could.
Ralph Boner. Oh my God.
Boner.
Now, babe, I feel we can move on to the Halloween episode, which I thought was super fun.
I think we need to call Marvel, though, because they stole Halloween Spooktacular from us. So I don't know if there's
which we definitely did not steal from anything.
No,
Mickey's
but
Not So Scary.
We published it, our episode before this came out. So I'm just going off of that. I'm just going off of that.
That's true. We should have trademarked it.
We should have. So we're going to retro trademark now.
TM.
Or they can just put us in the next Marvel movie. I'll take that.
Who would you be, Jeff, in the next Marvel movie? What Marvel character would you like to play?
My own.
Realistically.
My own.
Huh?
I'll be my own hero.
Oh,
we'll be three.
So
we'll be three. We'll be 3 new heroes.
The 3 Gaby-Arrows. The 3 Gaby-Arrows.
Yeah, I don't think that.
We are birds of a feather.
I don't know if that'll fly, but
So speaking of that episode, I loved the episode. Larry and I have been able to get the Wanda Funko Pop with the pumpkin and the Vision with the pumpkin. Now I just got to get the twins with the pumpkins. That would be great. So out there, Funko, if you want to sponsor us, we would love to do as many fun Funko things as possible. Throwing it out there.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Could you imagine if they made us Funko Pops?
Oh my God, they would be so cool.
They would be the cutest, best-selling ones ever.
Everyone would love it. But let's get back to the all new Halloween Spooktacular.
All right. So I loved all of the references to old costumes. I loved the Malcolm in the Middle style of the whole episode.
who doesn't like Malcolm in the Middle?
I have never actually seen an entire episode of Malcolm in the Middle.
I remember really enjoying that show.
Sorry.
It's
We
on
just started
something. I forget what it's on right now.
We just started watching Modern Family.
I know. I approve. It's okay.
How do you know?
You told me.
Did I?
You said it on the Hobbies episode.
Did I?
I think so.
That was such a long time ago.
You said it on some episode. I think.
Yeah.
Or you just told me. I don't remember.
Oh, we talked about watching it because we were doing okay, yeah,
Yes,
totally get
yes,
it.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
got
yes.
it. But let's talk about the episode. So this was a lot of
You go. Mine was a little thing.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say this was a great example of misdirection in so many ways, but especially like for the audience for where this show was going.
I like that Agnes was a witch.
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty good to me. And then the whole Monica, Darcy, and Jimmy teaming up. Oh, I loved it so much.
It was so great.
I like those three team. as a team. I think they're really cool.
Yeah.
But Jeff, what did you think of this episode?
I liked it. I liked the costumes. I thought it was a nice callback to their old school costumes.
I heard that Elizabeth Olsen, she fought hardcore for her and Vision to be in their original costume.
Well, it makes sense.
Oh, completely. I do not disagree at all with you. That may be the first time this ever happened on our podcast.
Wow.
It's my turn to gasp.
Okay. No, continue. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, it just it sets the pace for the last couple episodes.
Yeah, it does kind of, it pushes the ball down the hill. If in the last, with the tone shift and stuff, we see the ball starting to pick up speed. This was the last, all right, this is where you really plunge into heavy plot. All of this is wrong and what's going on with the town.
Right. Agreed. And of
the
course,
borders expand.
The borders expand, and then Darcy gets changed to the thing.
Poor Darcy.
That was so funny, though. I was then everyone gets turned into clowns. She's like, "Who are?" No, that's the next episode. Never mind. But no, I thought it was really. It showed her power, and I thought it was really great.
Yeah.
Whoa! Is someone's car horn going off?
Yeah. Someone in the parking lot.
Oh, jeez. Weird. So going on to episode 7.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, it's okay. I'm sure it was Agatha all along. Speaking of Agatha all along, goodness, we have been trying to I'm just going to be honest with you guys. We've been trying to work out this song for who's been messing up everything. It's the game all along.
Actually, I went to go do it, and as soon as I blew into it the first time, I forgot how it started. So that's why I stopped. I'll be honest. I'll put myself on blast. I forgot the bump because I keep getting the dun 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 dun. Like that's the part that's always stuck in my head.
Because that's the chorus, but
Yeah.
it's not the beginning of the thing.
It's not. It's the dun 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 dun, and I kept forgetting it. I've been literally sitting here singing it in my head the whole time we've been talking.
Someone said that the week it came out, it was the most listened to song on iTunes.
Like Catherine Hahn is she's an iTunes or not iTunes. Yeah, she's an iTunes star. Like she was on top of the Billboard chart, not Billboard charts, but the iTunes chart. I mean, and I'll put all of us on blast. We wanted to do something super special for you guys and do something fun with, the Agatha All Along song. First off, they should just give it to us so we can use all the time. Marvel, if you want to sponsor
I would have that
us
as our opening song, no matter what.
Can it just be that? But no, this episode brought, of course, a lot of things to light. And one of those was that it was Agatha.
Instead of us suing them,
don't sue us.
No, instead of us suing them for Halloween, they just give us the Agatha All Along.
Exactly. We'll take it. Catherine Hahn will never know, and she'll be okay.
Let's get her on the show, and she can just record us something.
Oh, Catherine Hahn, you should just record. It was the gays all along. Oh no, because then it's like, who's been messing up everything? It was the gays all along. Let's not.
That does send the wrong message. Now that we're
thinking about it, it's the wrong message.
I mean, I thought about it in the first place, and I still agree.
But this is one of the final 3 episodes, and it's where we finally find out who I think Jeff, myself, and Larry. I think we kind of knew this is how it was. Like we kind of were picking up. We probably did a little research and we found out who Agatha Harkness is. And
I think I called it was Agatha in like episode 3, didn't I?
Yeah, she said that she was the big bad, but
no, I didn't think she was the big bad. I still don't think she's the big bad, but continue.
Oh, I don't think she was the big bad. If we're, when we keep going, I mean, I think all of us have who the big bad is, but you and I talked about it, I think, and we were all like, that's definitely who it is. Like, there can't be, like, I'm sure she's going to be either Agatha, or, someone else is going to be Agatha. Like, I think we called Agatha the character a long time ago. Like, we were like, that totally makes sense. That totally tracks with Scarlet Witch and everything. That's just the thing. Mm-hmm. What were you going to say, babe?
Oh, I was just thinking, it's crazy how long it took me to figure out that Agnes is literally just the abbreviation of Agatha Harkness.
Yes.
Because I didn't know who Agatha Harkness was. And like, people are like, oh yeah, she's this, and this. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
like when I say all of my knowledge of the Marvel Universe was contained in the X-Men TV show and the current Marvel Cinematic Universe, when I say that's all of my Marvel knowledge, that's it.
Well, I mean, like Jeff and I were saying, like she's definitely. I think in the comic book, she's more powerful than she is in the show. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I thought it was a good episode. Like for the ending of that episode to find out it was her, and then the song, it was just like, okay, like wraps up the whole episode may have been, whatever. Especially the whole Darcy thing where she's just at that stoplight. Darcy's probably still at that stoplight.
At the moment she is.
But you know what I mean? Like, I think it's just, I thought it was very funny. And then halfway through, he's like, why am I still sitting here? I laughed so hard. It was a good episode.
Yeah, why am I sitting here talking to you?
It was definitely a great final 3 episode. I'm not going to lie. I thought it went well.
Especially because this is when Monica starts showing that she's got powers too.
I still want to know what all of her powers are. Like, I know it wasn't really explained that much. I'm not up on her. I don't really know who she is in the MCU besides her.
Photon.
Okay. I still need to
I
look
don't
her
know
up.
who that is, but that's what someone said.
Jeff, do you know who she is?
I know a little
Like
bit
who
about her.
Photon is? Yeah,
I was going to say, I was hoping someone else was going to be like, oh, she's so-and-so. And I could be like, yep. See,
Can
yep.
you tell us, Jeff, a little bit of what you know about her?
About her?
Yeah.
Well, she has she goes by a couple different names. One of them Spectrum. She
What is
changed
it?
her- Spectrum. So
Spectrum?
she, if you notice, whenever she used her powers, she saw the different colors because she was seeing the different.
She was rainbow.
She was using the spectrum.
Okay.
To see the differences that were going on. So she goes by a couple different names. So the current one is Spectrum. She's been Photon. She's been Pulsar, Lady of Light, Sun Goddess, stuff like that. So she goes by different kinds of names.
Okay.
Yeah. So she in the comics she gets like what's the best way to say it? She gets exposed to something kind of like this. So they use the hex in order to change her. But she basically can transform herself into like electromagnetic energy. So that's what she was seeing inside the hex. She was seeing the radio waves and stuff and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
Well, apparently, according to Wikipedia, the same person who is playing her in WandaVision is going to be playing her in Captain Marvel 2.
Spoiler alert.
Sorry, I looked it up on Wikipedia. I don't. Anyways, but continuing on her, I really like her. I like her as like her character. I think it's really cool. But let's go ahead and save the last 2 episodes for our final talk about it. So, babe, I think you have a question.
Yes. In my head, I was like, babe, what's my question? Is that my question?
I was about to say
it. So this kind of concludes the moving into episode 8. It kind of ends the like, hey, everything's kind of based on a TV show or a TV time period. And it in episode 8, it explains why everything's a TV show. But if you were to kind of view your life through the lens of a TV show or a TV time period, what would you want to have your life kind of be like? What series, show, era would you want to be reflected?
Oh, Jeff, you go first.
Well, I grew up during Malcolm in the Middle. So, yes.
A lot of talking to the camera.
Yeah,
like
fun.
Off to the side.
Mm-hmm. I always make side comments in my real life, so why can't I make it to the camera? Alan knows I make side comments all the time.
I know. When we used to work together, oh my gosh, our side comments were just ridiculous. They were so dumb. Oh my God. I don't know why we did not get in more trouble than we did. I would, this is going to sound really dumb. I would want, like, especially if I got to be like a superhero, I'd kind of want like that. I'm going to say, everyone's going to disagree with me, that golden age of like Power Rangers and Beetleborgs and VR Trooper and stuff like that, where like your city gets destroyed like every day, but there's teenagers with attitude who save your city, and I get to be one of those teenagers with attitude.
That I could see. I could definitely see that.
Yeah, that's true. Or honestly, like in a reality TV show type thing, like Survivor or Real World or something like that. I've actually only seen 1 season of Survivor.
We should make this podcast into a reality TV show.
Oh my gosh, that would be so terrible. Babe, what would you use? Like what
honestly
what era would you use?
Like I would probably choose Parks and Rec style. where it's got the awareness of the camera and stuff, but kind of like in Modern Family and stuff, they never talk about why the camera people are there.
Yeah.
But it's a very obvious, like every now and then they do pull like the camera to the person to the side. They just kind of talk to the camera and stuff. But I just think I like that style of television show because it allows people to monologue without monologuing, and it's great.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. Now, let's tweak the question a little bit. What decade would you want to have this be in? Like, keep the era that you have, like as far as like what type of TV show, and regardless of what year that TV show is on, what era would you want? I know that I think it would be fun to have like be in like the 60s.
Yeah, in the 60s style.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What about you?
Oh man. You know what? 90s all the way. When it was doing the Malcolm in the Middle like stuff and everyone was wearing like 90s clothes, I was like, I remember that. That was comfy.
I really wanted them to do like a Full House theme. Like have that type of opening.
I thought they were going to during one of the episodes, but they didn't.
Like, can you imagine doing the WandaVision open? No, because it would have been in the 90s.
But it felt like
it started in the 80s.
Oh, see, I was picturing like if they were going to do Full House, like doing the WandaVision opening, but like doing that Full House theme song. Badoo, badoo. Whatever happened to, you know?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. One of the episodes started like Full House though. But then it just wasn't. What episode was that?
It was a different style. It was Golden Years or something where it started off and it showed the pictures of all of them as like babies and it was Babyvision and I think that was called Golden Years or something.
Yeah, because I could swear that Full House had something like that.
Yeah, it was in that vein. The house looked like the Reba house, though.
I just wanted them to pay like some homage to like the Olsen twins. Like, have you seen that meme that's going around? The Olsen twins had to have a full house so you could destroy them. Oh, I chuckled for no reason. But so Jeff, what about you? So you have your TV show. Would you still pick the 90s era, 90s 2000 era, or would you do something different?
The 90s weren't that bad.
No, 90s aren't that popular anymore. Aren't a thing that's coming back though.
Yeah.
Except for
they will give it a decade.
But then we get into episode 8, right?
The last 2 episodes.
Previously,
Episode 8 is called Depressed. And it's just a depressing episode of why Wanda is so messed up.
Right. It started off in Salem, though.
That was fun.
Yeah.
It's a sad episode, but it's also important.
Yeah.
Especially not only for understanding her and her predicament and stuff, but also establishing the fact that Hydra did not give her powers.
The Mind Stone did, technically.
She had it before the Mind Stone.
Well, the Mind Stone awoke in.
Yeah, it amplified it.
Yes.
But like when she was like, no, you used the probability spell. And she's like, no, I didn't cast anything. She's like, so how long were you here? 2 days? Okay.
Like, I think Wanda herself has always been a witch. But I think Agatha did say at one point in time that her powers, Wanda's powers could have just disappeared, like completely, had things not happened, like the Mind Stone and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it could have been all go away. And then as you're going through the episode and they're going through all of the things that happened to her and what put her in the places that she put her places in, and then Like that whole last like 10 minutes of episode was just ridiculous. Like I was like, what? But what did you guys think of the last parts of that episode?
Oh, that was fun. That was fun. Especially the first time she's called the Scarlet Witch in MCU canon. The Vision's original body being repurposed.
Yes.
I thought the whole Wanda being called the Scarlet Witch, I actually forgot. Like I don't think I've actually read the Scarlet Witch's like in the comic book. I haven't read her origin or anything like that. I can't remember that I have. But for this to be like the first time she's called the Scarlet Witch, and to know that it's like because even if you look it up, like if you just look up magic in general, like pagan magic and coven and things like that, like the Scarlet Witch is actually a legitimate thing. Like, and chaos magic is a legitimate thing that they believed in.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
At the end of the episode, it showed you how the hex was created and that Wanda did it out of her grief.
Yeah. And that's why she doesn't remember so much of it, because she's trying to she tried to close herself off from it.
Mm-hmm.
That whole thing was gorgeous cinema. If I'm saying that correctly, it was beautiful. That whole, I just thought it was great. And then like, I don't know, her stepping, like when he says, "Welcome home, Wanda," and she steps out and it's the black and white thing. Like, I just thought it was beautiful. Thought it was a great piece of cinema.
Yeah.
And then there was the series finale.
The series finale. Like, let's point that out. The series finale. There's not going to be a season 2 of WandaVision.
Correct.
Like, everyone has said it. Everyone that is included with Marvel has said that they're done with what they wanted to do with her.
Yep, it was a complete story, and they finished it all up.
It was just a little miniseries.
It was something to lead into movies and more Marvel big picture universe stuff.
Yeah.
Which I think is great. I think that's super intelligent. It was something when Marvel first came out that they didn't do. Like, I mean, they could have had like an Iron Man series back in the day if this was a thing. So that way they didn't have to do Iron Man 2 and 3. But yeah, continuing on.
So
sorry.
What happened?
So in this episode, of course, Wanda and Agatha are like going at it, and Agatha is attempting to take Wanda's chaos magic. But of course, the Vision comes in, but then the other Vision comes in. But then the other Vision is supposed to like kill the colored and white Vision. Like, it's supposed to kill him, and then it just doesn't happen. And
White Vision is real.
White Vision is real Vision, yes, because he's a real bodied. And now, if you think about it, since Wanda's Vision gave him the memories, he's kind of like a full-fleshed Vision now. Like, he's a full, like, head to toe mind and body Vision.
He gave him the memories back,
mm-hmm.
but I don't know if he's fully Vision yet. I think there's some Ultron shit going on there.
Really?
Ultron created him and put part of him inside of him originally.
Mm-hmm.
So when they reactivated him, I thought he was going to come back as Ultron at first. I thought it was going to be an Ultron thing. But I don't know. Personally, I think there's a little Ultron going on.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I mean, the guy that wanted it, Hayward, he had no fucking clue what he was really doing. Like, he didn't.
He just wanted he wanted the military weapon.
Yeah, exactly. He just like Tony Stark, he probably doesn't know the ramifications of what he's done.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure at some point we will find out what happened. Yeah. But then as it goes forward, The battle is beautiful. I thought the battle between Agatha and Wanda was great.
Mm-hmm.
It was simple and pretty.
And everything she was doing, in the end, like doing all the hexes and stuff. And then, of course, let's just talk about that costume for a second. I mean, come on.
Was she
Yes, she was so pretty.
Yes, I love it so much.
When she decided that she was like, you know what? I've got magic and I'm going to give myself this really kick-ass costume. I felt that.
Yeah, no, I agree. And the ruins in the sky, and then she actually taking all Agnes's magic, and then, of course, taking Agnes's memory, basically, and just making her
trapping
Agatha,
her as Agnes.
And trapping her as Agnes. Righto. Okie dokie.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
Find you.
But see, and that's the thing. That just shows that, she's like, at some point, Catherine Hahn is going to come back into a Marvel movie. 100%. And then, of course, the whole thing with Monica in the end. Oh, I mean, first, let's talk about the very sad ending.
Oh, I cried.
I know. I got very
when she
teary-eyed.
was all, thank you, boys, for choosing me to be your mother. And then they look out the window and you see the red wall of doom just getting closer and closer. That's what got me.
Yeah, because they couldn't stop it.
No, not for the good of everyone else.
I think in the end, Wanda did the right thing. She did the unselfish thing, and that's what happened. So then we get Monica and the scroll.
A friend of your mom's wants to see you. Up there?
Who's her friend?
I think it is
Captain Marvel.
I think it's Captain Marvel. Or that scroll guy.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
It's Nick Fury.
You think it's Nick Fury?
He's in a spaceship with the scrolls.
Is he?
Yes, it was the end scene of Spider-Man.
Oh, I don't know if we watched that.
Spider-Man?
Yes, Far From Home. You've never seen the final scene in Far From Home?
I don't think we saw it.
Oh my!
I don't think we saw it. We'll find it. Don't worry.
I was being obtuse. I was mostly just turning one word of everything into a question.
So that was, and then in the post,
it could be Captain Marvel, but
it could be both.
Because Nick Fury was also her mom's friend. I think it's Nick Fury, but
well, yeah, they were friends. That's true. They were friends, kind of.
Yeah,
it's someone we don't even know yet.
It's another friend. We have no idea. It's Thor.
Yes.
And then the post
Love and Thunder.
Yeah, right. And then the post credit, you see Wanda is studying the dark hold in her astral form.
Mm-hmm.
And she hears the twins screaming for help. I'm so excited because hopefully that means that the boys will get to come back and they'll get to be into their adult forms and get to be the superheroes that they are.
Well, that's going to lead into Doctor Strange.
Oh no, 100% is going to lead into Doctor Strange. I actually I've seen the two of them together on a talk show. I think they're going to be a hoot and a half.
I think she's the villain in Doctor Strange.
Do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. That's a good guess.
She's reading from a bad book.
Well, I'm especially.
But maybe she doesn't know it's a bad book.
No, she does. Agatha told her what it was.
Well, it doesn't matter. She's more powerful than the Supreme Sorcerer.
Hmm.
They said that. That's what Agatha said.
Oh.
Ooh, I'm excited to find out.
It's supposed to be the first horror movie of the Marvel Universe.
I'm so excited.
But what was your guys' overall thought on WandaVision?
I liked it. I really did. I've always liked Scarlet Witch. I've always been a fan of Scarlet Witch. Like when Elizabeth Olsen was cast, I was like, that's perfect. I love it. And then when this came out, I really have nostalgia for costumes and like especially like the 50s era costumes and Elizabeth Olsen is just so beautiful and everything that she's done. I think she was a great actress in all of it. And of course, you can't go wrong without mentioning Catherine Hahn. So, like, I thought she was a great villain. She was not the big bad, but she was a great nemesis in the last 3 episodes.
I don't think
she was
big bad.
You what?
I don't think they ever really said who the big bad was.
It was Wanda. She was the big bad.
Yes, it was Wanda, but you know what I mean, though. It wasn't.
There was a lot of little bads, but it was almost like it was an accidental big bad.
Yeah.
You had Wanda as both the protagonist and the antagonist, and then
she was her inner saboteur. To quote RuPaul. What about you, Jeff? What did you think of the whole WandaVision?
I liked it. I think it built up to a lot. And I don't want to say the finale was a letdown because it wasn't. But I guess I expected more out of it. Like there were so many more cameos I could have done.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many. This is the beginning of phase 4. They could have done so much to kind of hint at everything that's to come. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get why they didn't, though, because there are people out there who have already picked this entire series over with a fine-tooth comb, trying to find and point out everything they can.
I know, but I think Doctor Strange should have showed up. And I get it, the final cut scene is a Doctor Strange related thing, but I think he should have showed up if it's going to lead into Doctor Strange. You know what I mean?
I thought he was. I agree with you. I thought he was going to show up in that cabin somehow.
I thought like he was going to show up in the last scene or something like that, like during that final scene. Oh, I definitely thought he was going to show up. But that's my my thought.
I like Paul Bettany's tease about like, oh man, I can't wait to see this next actor in the finale. It's someone I've always wanted to work with, and they're a classically trained Shakespearean actor, because they were trying to get us to think, Magneto and everyone else from X-Men, but it was just himself.
Yeah.
What did you think, babe?
Best. Honestly, I really liked not only the series as a whole, and I do agree. I feel like there could have been more, but I also feel like it was just enough to be like, hey, this was a full thing, concentrating on how Wanda deals with the results of her grief, and kind of establishing her role as the Scarlet Witch. So I know whatever they do next with her specifically is going to be on an even bigger scale. Right. But I think to kick off all of the like Disney Plus MCU series, I think it was a rousing success.
Well, Scarlet Witch is the most powerful person in the MCU. I mean, she's the most powerful person, I guess you could say. Like even in the comics, she was a very powerful person.
Yeah.
So, but all in all, I give WandaVision a 4 out of 5.
Let's see here. I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. There's not much that I would have changed to really give it a full, a full credit.
A full 5? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, full 5. A perfect score.
I agree.
What about you, Jeff?
With the 4.
Okay.
With the 4.
With the 4?
With you.
What?
Sorry, I gave it a 4.1.
Okay, there we go.
Well, guys, it's been lovely talking about WandaVision. But I think we should, wrap this up before Agatha gets here.
Oh my gosh, because it was her all along.
It was Agatha all along.
if you guys want to send us in any questions, because we're waiting for those questions, you can email them us to gigglesandgaze@gmail.com, or you can tweet them to us at
Giggles and Gaze on Twitter.
you can slide into our Instagram DMs at
that is at Giggles and Gaze. Sorry.
You can Facebook us at Giggles and Gaze as well. I don't know why we're so bad at this when all the handles except for the email are the same.
I mean, do you remember when we used to add in our personal ones? That was terrible.
But guys, you can also listen to this podcast wherever podcasts are found. If you guys have any ideas of like topics you want us to actually talk about for like entire episodes and stuff, we're more than happy to do it. Right, guys? I guess I didn't ask.
Yeah, if you have any questions, suggestions.
So if you remember a long time ago, our beginning thing used to say, we're Giggles and Gaze and we talk about whatever you want us to talk about, but you never gave us topics. So now we just talk about what we want to talk about. So give us some topics. Let us know what's on your mind. It can be anything that you would like within reason. We do have the ability to veto it, but if you ever want us to talk about something that you want to hear, we will do our best to make sure that we find out something about that topic.
Yes, indeed. We will make it happen.
Well, guys, it's been such a vision. No, it hasn't.
It's been wonderful.
It's been wonderful. We're still quarantining from each other at the moment. At least until I can get my COVID test. Because I'm not sick, but I mean, until I can get my COVID test for my new job, we have to keep distance. So it's been super fun. We miss seeing each other, but hopefully you guys had a great time listening to us. But my name's Alan.
I'm Larry.
And I'm Jeff. And this has been Giggles and Gaze because no one else said it. And guys,
I mean, I think they know by now.
And guys, just remember, it's been Agatha all along.
Agatha all along.
Bye.
Bye.